afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your daily AI news, where we work to demystify the latest advancements in artificial intelligence and explore how they're reshaping our world. The idea is to learn and have fun with us as we play around with the software and talk about news headlines. We're now broadcasting live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. We figured this is a more appropriate time slot, as we're often screen sharing, and we realized with viewer feedback that a lot of folks are driving and can't look at all that stuff. So we're shifting our time slot here for every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Also, happy Independence Day to all the folks joining us in the United States. I'm Noah McDonough.
Hey Noah. I'm Rick Ninja. Let's get started. I'm good.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well,
holiday spirit.
What's that?
Holiday spirit.
Yeah. Man, we've got a whole bunch of national and world news headlines to run through. Just a lot of stuff has gone on here to update you guys on. You've probably heard some of it. The U.S. Senate rejected a 10-year AI regulation ban. And what this really means, Congress voted on one of the most sweeping AI proposals in U.S. history. They voted against silencing AI regulation at the state level for the next 10 years. The Associated Press reports that early Tuesday morning, after a marathon session that ran way into the wee hours of the following morning, the Senate voted 99-1 to strike down a provision that would have banned the states from being able to regulate artificial intelligence for a time span of 10 years. It was buried pretty deep in the so-called Big Beautiful Tax and Spending Bill, and it almost passed. A little bit of the backstory on that one. The original proposal introduced by Senator Ted Cruz would have withheld broadband and AI infrastructure funding from any state that dared to pass its own AI rules. It was framed as a pro-innovation bill, but it's been accused of being a blank check for big tech. State lawmakers from both parties pushed back hard. So did the parents of children harmed by AI tools, artists threatened by deep fakes, and GOP governors like Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Even a last-minute compromise shortening the ban to 5 years and carving out protections for kids and country music stars failed to gain traction. The real reason that it failed, what killed it, was the states had already acted in the past when issues had risen. And to quote Senator Marsha Blackburn, she said it plainly, and it's frustrating that Congress hasn't passed laws on AI or online privacy, but that the states actually have. So where the federal government showed inaction, the states actually were taking action. So they were proving to be more effective in that sense. She and Senator Maria Cantwell teamed up to strip the provision entirely that left Ted Cruz fuming. Even he eventually voted to kill his own moratorium. The only no vote was Senator Tom Tillis of North Carolina. So why this matters, it's a huge win for democratic oversight in state sovereignty, because the original memorandum would have frozen all AI protections until 2035. It would have blocked all efforts to regulate deep fakes, hiring bias, and school surveillance, and given companies a license to develop dangerous products with impunity, quote unquote, as the grieving parent put it. Now states are free to act, and that means a real momentum for child safety laws, consent protections, and whatnot. So what happens now? The Senate just showed it's still possible to push back on big tech's overreach, and the states have just been handed back the microphone. And that's an interesting one. I was surprised. I mean, it's interesting where the government chooses to step in and where to step back. If we're looking at not having a big government and stripping away, legal rights from the states, that's big news. So this one didn't make it in the end, but it made it pretty far. What are your thoughts on that one, Rick?
It seems to be anonymous, right? once you start reading or looking tell about the the that information, I thought it was very a dispute of power, but I basically have 99, like one person voted against it. So it kind of didn't make much sense for me because initially I thought it was just a political dispute, dispute of power, but it didn't. It did not seem like a dispute of power over there. Of course,
Yeah,
the
actually, it
rhetoric
seemed to me like one of the few times where both sides actually
was pretty
agreed that
unanimous,
this was
right?
not good for business.
Exactly, but like it's a complex matter because I'm pretty sure they use those things as a rhetoric. Like if any tool is being used against children, like that was the rhetoric they used over there. Somehow that no one would defend that. Oh no, it's okay. It's pro law, right? So I feel like that's just a strong rhetoric that they used over there. One thing that so why would there be any reason to not have any regulation on AI? Would be for competitiveness with international market. And we have that paradox that, okay, so let's regulate AI, and it really depends, right? It's not that regulating is bad, is over-regulating is bad, and of course, regulating the bad things is good. But you're in a free market, so if you have over-regulation, then the countries that are smart on their regulation, not that they do not regulate, but they're smart where to have incentives and where to regulate, they're going to bring their technology over here. So you have this dispute. So it sounds like, oh, we are against the corporations. I'm not sure. Like, and I confess to you, I don't even think that AI corporation, right? Like we have corporations like Microsoft, Apple, we think IBM, they're not AI corporations. So it's another narrative that they use that made it sound pretty good. But I don't see it as that dynamic of we won over corporations because I don't think there is, not yet, and and that's my view. You guys let me know if you guys think there is something different there. Is that if there is there is no big corporation that is like a AI corporation. So you do have, like, again, once more, big corporations that are integrating AI and are moving towards their AI, and you have big businesses that going for that. Like OpenAI is the biggest one, and I don't even know if OpenAI is considered a corporation. I don't think so. And the other ones. So yeah, I do feel like one thing is the integration of AI. I do not think this is like a victory against corporations, but I understand like the enthusiasm. But it's like, hey, we are working. Maybe they're just showing, hey, we are doing something here, and so on and so forth. So hopefully, at least it does not overregulate. Hopefully, it does not like destroy the potential of which AI can bring to basically every single field of human endeavor.
I think it will add complexity because you're going to have different, states, red tape, basically analyzing what's going on. On the other hand, I could imagine different AI technologies and their applications having different effects in different states. How it affects, for example, something in California may not be the same as something in Texas, depending on how it's applied.
Yeah, that is correct. I agree with that point. So let me see. Okay, so man, I believe we talked about something similar last week. And just today I figured that there is a product that is available, or a tool, maybe it's a better word for it. And let's give a look for on the overall tool. This is the AI Studio from Google. Let me just see. Are we good there?
Yep.
I have a little bit of delay here. That's why I'm asking Noah. So this is Google AI Studio, and I talked with Noah about this. So Google is the sort, like Google is a corporation, right? So Google is the sort of a business that they have so many things going on that sometimes, even though a lot of them can be very good, we cannot find them. I cannot find them. So luckily, I watched a video today, and I saw this tool right here, which is I think has great potential, and we're gonna go through it. I'm gonna have a tutorial here, very brief, but let me show you guys overall what we have here. So here we have URL context tool, so fetch information from a web links. So I believe, I have not tried, this basically give you information about a link. So if we go here, let me see if that's what it is. Oh, I don't need to click here. I think this is just okay. So give me info about this website. So let's see, run. Thinking. While it thinks, let me show you. Oh, there it is. So the provided URL, boom, leads to a Google sign-in page titled sign in Google account. No, I don't think that's the one. Or is it? No, this is the, let me see. I'm sharing one screen. Let me share the other screen so you guys know what I'm talking about. So this would be, I'm going to share with you guys this tool later. So it's not a link to Google sign-in account. So the content of the web page prompts the user to sign in with their Google account, so on and so forth. No, that's not what it is. But okay, concept is good. Maybe I've done something wrong. If I did, just let me know. I don't think I did. Let's go back. Now this is asking me for my account again. So let me see. Now this is asking my other information. Okay, so we have here live audio to audio dialogue. So this was pretty interesting as well. You basically put a dialogue and you have two persons doing as if a how can I call it, a podcast. It can be like a podcast or radio show. So the native speech generation and generative high quality text to speech with Gemini. I have not tried that one. I might try that one another time. And native image generation. So interlevel. Wow, that's an interesting word. Text and image generation with the new Gemini 2.0 Flash. So that's interesting. So different tools to generate images. This, it's a little bit, at least for me, it's a little bit off. It's kind of too complicated. So it's like, and I have not given not even 5 minutes to try to understand this. So it's like Gemini 2.5 Pro, and then you have input, output, API pricing. Oh, so this is for API. So API, if I'm not mistaken, is the tool used to create tools. I forgot the meaning of the term. So API pricing per 1 million token, UI remains free of charge. Okay, so someone who is gonna use their API should know the information. It makes sense for them. Input, output, yeah. Too much brain power, I guess, for me at this moment.
Just for the listeners out there, API stands for Application Programming Interface.
There you go.
So when you hear the term Open API, it means that other developers can actually generate applications within a tool to customize. Or users can do the same thing to create automations as well.
Exactly. So very common for, is it technology, the word I'm looking for? Maybe not technology, maybe AI tools and software tools, or no, I'm not gonna remember the word, but like for Windows, for Linux, for the Apple one that I forgot what's their name right now, Xcode, I guess, I don't remember. So they all have the API so that developers can develop their tools. So perfect. And moving on, I'm gonna show you guys. This is what I want to show. So these tools, last week I talked about I believe it was Copilot Vision, the name. So basically the concept is that it looks at your screen and it guides you if you need some help or if you have questions. It answers the question. So they do have this, and they also have the webcam. I might try here as well. But I'm gonna try to share the screen. I wanna see if that works, because we have not tried that before. So it seems like on my side that it's sharing. Is it?
Looks like it, yeah.
Is it? Perfect. So okay, so let me try to talk with the AI.
I'm currently looking at Google AI Studio. Is that
And now are you looking at the other the DaVinci Resolve?
there's a smaller, almost like a picture in a picture.
Interesting. Oh, I know what's happening there. I can work on that. So
Is there a way
basically
to
I'm
maximize
sharing
that, maybe?
I'm sharing the Google one, and that's what Google is seeing. But let me share that one. Let me see if I have the option. I do. So share. So now I'm sharing on Google the Resolve, but let me go back to, okay, now allow. I'm gonna be talking with the AI right here. Tell me if you can hear it.
Yeah, we're good now. I can see your screen perfect. And yep, I can hear AI.
So you can hear the AI as well?
I can.
Perfect. All right, so are you ready to work?
Ready to go?
Yes, I'm ready to work with you.
Oh,
How can I help you today?
everyone
Thought
is
you were
ready.
talking to me.
That's how I like it. Okay, so are you able to see the DaVinci Resolve screen?
Yes.
Yes, I can detect the screen being shared. It looks like it's displaying some text or information. What would you like me to do with it?
Which tool is this one?
That would be Google I/O 2022. It's a developer conference held by Google.
Not the one, but the screen that I'm sharing with you.
Apologies for the misunderstanding. The screen you're sharing appears to show the Google I/O 2022 presentation schedule.
Oh, not really. Do you see this is the DaVinci Resolve?
Based on the layout and design elements, it appears to be the schedule for Google I/O 2022.
What about right now?
Now the screen is showing DaVinci Resolve.
There you go.
I can see the video editing interface.
Awesome. So okay, so I wanna go to the edit. I wanna edit this video. I think I on the sound page, the sound Fairlight. Which one? Where should I go for the editing page?
To go to the editing page, you should click on the Edit tab located at the bottom of the screen. It's one of the tabs like Media, Fairlight, and Color.
Are you able to tell me which one of those? I see many tabs here.
Yes, I can see the tabs at the bottom. From what I can tell, the Edit tab is usually located to the left of the Fairlight tab. It might be the third tab from the left.
So the third tab from the left, 1, 2, 3. Is this the one where my mouse is?
Yes, that's correct. The tab where your mouse is located, the third one from the left, is the Edit tab. Click on
Awesome.
that to go-
How cool is that, huh?
Hey, pretty impressive.
It's coaching you how to actually use the tool.
Yes, this is amazing.
That's pretty dope. I mean, I heavily use right now just screen captures when I get stuck with something.
Yep.
And I right now, just because I have a subscription, I happen to be using ChatGPT 4.0 for a lot of that. And it's great at looking at the screen, but man, that skips an entire step of having to screen capture. And if it can actually track your cursor live, that's huge.
Yeah. So let me ask her, hey, do you know where my cursor is at this moment?
Yes, I can see your cursor. It's currently hovering over the timeline area of DaVinci Resolve.
And right now, where is it? Precisely.
Yes, I can still see your cursor. It's now positioned near the video tracks on the timeline.
Nice. Okay. So I do want to add, what do you think I should do with this video here? How do you think I want to add, no, let me be specific. I want to add one layer over this video, which I want to edit that layer with effects. How do I do that?
To add a layer with effects, you can try adding an adjustment clip above your video on the timeline. Then you can apply the effects you want to that adjustment clip.
Okay, okay, let's go step by step. Maybe I have no clue how to do that. Can you give me the steps? So the first step, where should I click?
First, go to the effects library on the top left side of your screen. It looks like a wand icon.
Oh.
Once you click on it, a menu with different effects will appear.
Mm-hmm. I'm here.
Now, in the toolbox menu, look for Effects and click on the small arrow next to it to expand it. You should see Adjustment Clip in the list. Click on Adjustment Clip to select it.
Okay. I clicked on it.
Great. Now, click and drag the adjustment clip from the toolbox and drop it onto your timeline on a video track above your existing video clip. You can adjust the length of the adjustment clip to match the portion of your video you want to apply the effects to.
All right. So now I adjusted the how I want it. Now I'd like to have something like a chaotic blinking, if that makes sense.
Yes, that makes sense. To create that chaotic blinking effect, you can use the blink effect. Go back to the effects library.
Imagine that.
Find the
Genius. All right. Amazing. So go ahead. We interrupt you.
No problem at all. Now, click and drag the blink effect and drop it directly onto the adjustment clip you just placed on the timeline. This
So
will
the
apply
blink effect, if it's on, so I'm on, here I have, let me read for you every window that I have here. So I have toolbox, video transitions and audio transitions, titles, generators and effects, open effects, excuse me, filters, and audio effects, Fairlight effects and AU effects. Where should I go to find the blinking effect?
You should find the blink effect under the effects category. Expand the effects section in the toolbox.
Okay.
And you should see
But what would be the name? Because I searched, there is no blink effect specifically.
Okay, if you don't see blink, you can try using a combination of the brightness contrast effect and keyframes to create a similar blinking effect. First, find the brightness contrast effect in the effects category and drag it onto your adjustment clip.
No, that sounds too complicated. Is there any simpler thing? Ooh, this seems cool.
Yes, there is a simpler approach. Instead of using effects, you can cut your video clip into small segments and then change the opacity of those segments to create the blinking effect. To do this, use the razor tool to make cuts in your video clip at the desired points.
Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. But I think I saw it somewhere, the sort of blinking effects. Do we have anything here? No, that I can remember. No, that's not it. I did have that effect somewhere. I just don't know where. Filters, maybe? Yes, it was on filters. So tell me, blink. Let me see if I can find blink on filters. There is no blink. But on filters, what would be the ideal to give that blinking effect? Oh, I think I found it. Do you think flicker addition or halation would be better?
If you're looking for a blinking effect, flicker addition might be closer to what you want. It typically creates a flickering effect by rapidly changing the brightness, which can simulate a blinking look. Try applying that effect to your clip to see if it gives you the desired effect.
And what does the halation effect does?
The halation effect often creates a glowing or hazy look around highlights, making them appear softer and more radiant. It's often used to simulate the blooming effect of light in film or to create a dreamy atmosphere. It's different from the blinking effect you mentioned, which is more about rapid changes in visibility.
Awesome. So I wanted to give me a feedback of the a bad feedback of with the effect and without the effect. Are you ready to watch? Are you there? Where did you go?
Yes, I'm here. I'm watching the video. Go ahead and play it, and I'll give you feedback on the effect.
All right.
She's so helpful.
Okay, I can see the flicker
And
effect
pleasant.
you've applied. It looks like it's creating a blinking sensation. The parts without the effect appears normal for comparison. It seems like the flicker addition effect works well for achieving the blinking look you wanted.
Mm-hmm. And now, without the effect.
Without the effect, the video appears continuous and smooth, with no flickering or blinking lights. It's the standard, unaltered playback of the video.
Nice. All right. Any questions you want to make to this incredible machine, Noah?
No, I don't have any questions at the moment. I'm
Oh.
just
I guess her name's Noah too.
So is your name Noah too?
Yes, that's correct. My name is Noah.
Awesome. I've been replicated.
Hey, twin brother,
You don't need me anymore in this show.
different voice.
I'm here to assist with whatever you need. How can I help you further today?
Yeah.
That's awesome. I just posted in the chat. I mean, having AI be able to coach the user live through the use of software in general or like a web interface is massive.
It's amazing. Like this, yes. So, I left forgot to tell you. I left the window there, so I'm not sure if we are in the dark there.
No, we're not.
You got it?
We're not in the dark.
So, it is incredible tool, right, Noah?
Oh,
This-
very much so.
This is amazing. Like this is a tool that I'm very, very excited. I did try. I tell you guys as well that I did try.
Is that the free version? Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, let me look right here. Just 1 second. If is it the free version? I have an account with this email here. I do
For-
not see.
And that was Gemini, right?
So that's the thing. Gemini, no, it's no, it's not Gemini. So Gemini here. Let's clear this up. It's not Gemini. If you go for Gemini.com, you're gonna go to a Gemini specific page.
Okay.
So this is through Gemini. This is generated by Gemini, but this is AI Studio. So it is Gemini in a sense, but if you go to Gemini.com, you're gonna end up in a different website.
Okay. So then what we'll do, guys, when this show's over, we'll go ahead and actually post the links in the
we're
show
gonna leave the
notes
links, below the.
so that you can access it. And
Yeah.
play
So
with it.
yeah, like this tool is pretty amazing. The concepts over here. This seems a lot more basic, but it's for the API, like we talked earlier. So I feel like people are less interested in the user interface necessarily than they are with what the tool can deliver. I'm not gonna go through. There are other things to do over here. They're pretty interesting. Imagen, we talked about those here. VO is right here. Linear real time, no interactive, create, control, and perform music. They have music, so it's like they're hands on everything there. Build, you can build like a game, website, so on and so forth.
I just want to be clear too. Rick just happened to choose DaVinci to have the tool analyze and coach him through that. He could have picked any. It could have been tax software that
Exactly.
he's running through, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
so
you name it.
It's
That's
just-
incredible.
it's just like when I'm gonna share my window for the online video, it gives me the option to share a specific window, or it gives me the option to share the full screen. So if I share in the full screen, I can work in multiple apps, multiple softwares.
Oh yeah,
multiple
that's a
games.
good point. Okay.
Yeah, this is already very good. To see the next stage, it's gonna be impressive because the communication is pretty good. It takes the interruption if I wanna. No, that's not what I'm looking for. That's pretty good. Like I said, it's still not there for more complex, calm step-to-step teaching, but therefore, if someone is in a basic level, it will be extremely helpful.
Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was incredible. I could actually see that being something we want to keep revisiting just because of how important that is.
Daily use.
Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to a next topic here. I don't see any questions in the chat on this as of right now. But I'm going to go ahead and do a quick screen share here. And for our next article, it's kind of related to the other headline. Basically, President Trump's executive orders regarding AI, China, and the race for dominance. As Congress just debated the 10-year AI freeze at the state level, the White House has been quietly preparing to take federal control to the next level. And Reuters reports that the White House is preparing a series of those orders aimed at accelerating AI development, specifically to counter China and win the quote-unquote AI race. One of the top goals is freeing up federal data sets and compute infrastructure for use by U.S.-based AI companies. Think defense, healthcare, education, all turned into training fuel for the models like Grok, Claude, and Gemini. Orders are in draft form, but insiders say they'll include access to federal supercomputers and cloud contracts, data sharing frameworks to prioritize U.S. companies, and a push to fast-track military AI integration. The rhetoric is that AI is a national security, and U.S. firms need every advantage to stay ahead of China. And why it matters. It frames the AI conversation from ethics to regulation to geopolitical urgency. Combined with the proposed 10-year regulation freeze, it paints a clear picture. Top-down federal control plus big tech acceleration equals AI arms race strategy. Critics argue that opens the door for massive surveillance, unchecked privatization, and public data, and democracy bypassed. So kind of in closing on that one, here we are. Congress has voted overwhelmingly that states get a say in the matter. The White House is planning an AI moonshot, and in the middle is the rest of us trying to figure out what all this means, which is why we're here.
Yes.
So stay tuned for the second half of 2025. It could decide not just who regulates AI, but who gets to use it, own it, and profit from it. You have any thoughts on that one, Rick?
Oh, yes, I do. So it's like, if it is selective, that's what it needs to be. It's a new technology. If any country does not guide efforts to develop that technology, it will fall behind. And if a person defends free market somehow, of course, free market with its regulation, with its restrictions, we need to know that what is not developed, it's gonna be brought from abroad. The other thing that I was thinking, let me see if I lost that thought now. What was it? It was that I'm going through YouTube here, and it's interesting how it's built, that collective psychology. So I see here a very well elaborated video named Tech Giants' Radical Plan to Control America, right? So that's how you build that psychology. Like, you do have tech giants in the United States. You don't need AI to do that. And like everything we just saw here, they exist without AI. So AI, just a new technology, it has the problems AI have. It should not be taken as a block, but it should be discerned between what is the good part of AI, what is the bad part of AI, where to invest, what to protect from, and so on and so forth. It's just like any other technology. It should not be taken with this kind of strange, giant, weird, so on and so forth, right? It's a new technology. It's just as incredible as like industrial revolution, but it needs to be guided. It does need to have the support, the state support, in the same way that both the AI businesses with the political sphere have to work together to prevent the problems, the possible problems. So AI is not AI, or corporations or businesses or political bodies. They are not like strange creatures. They're just a group of people with their own interests. So the thing is to be able to align those interests, to coordinate those interests, and to have the best outcome possible from the technology. So I feel like the fastest, not necessarily even the fastest, but quantitatively and qualitatively development are crucial for AI. And it's like, it's interesting. Like I really enjoy the AI has a level of permeability, like it can go through basically every single field that is just unthinkable. Like, so that's another reason that we should encourage and you should push forward the technology, of course, with the proper precautions and observing the problems that might occur, preventing them, and creating all the opportunities possible with this new technology.
Right on. What do we got next?
So let me go over here. So this is a brief one. It is the one that I tried to show with the Google Studio.
Okay.
Plotdot Horizon. So Plotdot Horizon, it's a script creator with AI. So you're basically going to create scripts with AI. So turn your ideas into compelling scripts faster with the power of AI. In a sense, you can create that with, I don't know how good it is, but you can create that with Gemini or ChatGPT if you guide through and you go step by step. Sometimes you have those more specialized tools, and they always, if they are good tools, they bring new experiences or new insights that the more broad ones don't have.
So would you say this is like a competitor to Final Draft and other screenwriting software, or does this work in conjunction with those?
It's a competitor in a sense, but not in the most specific sense, because the that is a software which you type yourself. I don't know if they are planning. You do use that software, right?
I do, yeah.
Have they integrated any AI thing on them or not?
If they have, I haven't used it for
Yeah.
that, and I wouldn't. I'm by no means an expert.
Yeah,
So,
I used to have that software as well. But yeah, I don't think from the time I was using, no, there was no software, but they are raw script writing. So it's you are writing the script direct on it.
yeah,
Right.
and I gotta say, my gut tells me that although it's very powerful and I like the software, I can tell that the interface isn't as up to date as some of the tools that
Yeah,
we're playing around with
exactly.
here. So,
Yeah.
not to knock Final Draft, but I think it is not in the realm of AI yet.
Yeah, it's a very good tool. There are tools that are more affordable and have a little bit more variation. I do think that that tool, Final Draft, is like one of those classical tools. So they achieve such a level of success in a sense, and that's what I imagine. I have no idea that they achieve that level of success where they already have their customer base, and like they don't
Kind of like Autodesk, yeah.
yeah, and they kind of don't go, they don't mess with the user interface. But I do enjoy more. Uh, I don't want to say futuristic, but I do enjoy like elaborated interfaces. Like Apple was very good at that, but I keep bringing Apple because I use Apple frequently. That's the reason. So, but if you guys remember, I don't know if you have Apple users who are gonna watch this, but I'm pretty sure there is their interface, like the design of the keynote, the pages that they would have with every new version was amazing, was so inspiring, was so well elaborated. I remember that Apple, it was first saw. I remember they would hire artists, so they would hire people who are like artists who are were in the field to develop and elaborate those things. I don't know what's happening today, but it's been a while. We don't have those examples. But anyway, so user interface, I think it's very, very important. And I'm one of those that have been kind of. I really enjoy that user interface.
Yeah, it looks pretty up to date.
Right. So yeah, no, this one it's pretty recent. So you can build the characters. Um, Inspiration when you need most, so you can create brainstorm. So you can do that with
Yeah,
the
that's
other
pretty
tools,
nice.
right?
I'm assuming you tried it out for free, right? I see the try
So
for free.
no, truth be told, this one I have not tried it out. Like
Haven't dug in. Okay. How did you stumble on it?
Yeah, video YouTubers.
Okay.
Man, I watched those. I'm so glad.
Power of YouTube.
Say that again.
I said the power of YouTube.
The part, yeah, like the community, AI community, they develop such a great work. Like
Cool.
every day something new, and they have something. We might get there. We might get there. Yeah. So here you need to sign in and everything.
Okay.
But one of the reasons that I brought this one is just to, besides bringing the script, is that even though this race is brutal, there is this brutal aspect of the AI race, right? Like you do have like Flow from Google. You do have, I believe it's LTX, which is a company by themselves, and you might have a few others that go far from pre-production all the way to post-production. I believe Runway as well does that. I think Runway was one of the first tools that I used for a international event, film festival, AI film festival, and that was a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember if they had script. But my point being that you're gonna have those companies that they do have those concepts established. It's not fluid in the sense that it's not there yet. You are not gonna have a fluid work. It demands too much extra work, like overwhelm work to have a continuity, to have continuity of characters. It's possible, but the progress is great. The progress is great. I wanna live with that.
Yeah.
But my point being, that's the brutal part of the AI competition, is that it's so specialized. They might sell to one of those companies their business, but I'm not sure if they're gonna endure being just this one side of the game. They might. I'm not sure. I'm not in the market, and I'm just giving my point of view that once those complete tools are available and they are very accessible, let's see how that's gonna unfold.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give myself some homework because I'm actively through. I've got about 30 pages of a screenplay right now completed. I wonder if I can pull that, import it somehow into Plotdot and see how it does. Boy, $99 a month.
I mean, exactly.
Did they got a student version?
Right, they do have it, right? And I tell you, man, it's like...
Damn, I don't know too many screenwriters. I think Quentin Tarantino might be the only one that could afford that, and he doesn't even need it. That guy still writes by hand.
And that's per month. Like the final draft is one-time payment, is the software one-time payment.
It
And
is.
hey, you can try for free.
Yeah,
so
we'll give
try
it a
for
shot.
free.
We'll see.
But be careful with the 7 days
Yeah.
and cancel any
Put
time.
an alarm on there to make sure you cancel that payment. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Trip.
But yeah, this is nice.
Okay.
Great to hear.
Okay. Well, let's see. Next headline here to take a peek at. So now we're going global. The Pope has entered the chat, apparently, on AI and the soul of society. While U.S. lawmakers just got done debating state regulation, the Vatican is calling for something deeper, moral awakening. So this one actually comes from, let's see, who did I cite on this one? X News, X World News. So yeah, last week, Pope Leo XIV issued a formal message urging world leaders to take AI regulation seriously, not just legally, but ethically. He called for an international treaty on AI and warned that unchecked development risks deepening injustice, inequality, and spiritual harm. The Pope called on politicians to recognize AI's potential to exploit weakness, deepen loneliness, and manipulate without consent. He noted that decisions once made face-to-face are now delegated to machines in courts, hospitals, banks, and even homes. The message warns that AI is not just a tool, it's a moral force, shaping how we treat each other, who we listen to, and who gets erased. We are not simply data points or inputs in a system. Human dignity must remain at the center of the algorithmic age, quote unquote. Why it matters. This isn't the first time the Vatican has weighed in. Pope Francis spoke at AI 2024 But this message has more teeth and more urgency. While Silicon Valley chases speed and scale, the Pope is asking for what's the purpose and at whose expense. He's calling for global moral conversation, one that goes beyond commercial regulation into spiritual and societal resilience. Whether or not you're religious, this moment matters because when even the Vatican is raising the alarm bells, it means AI is no longer just a tech story, it's a human story about power, purpose, and what kind of future we want to build. Got any thoughts on that, Rick?
I mean, it's that religious opportunity of something new appears, so you create that sense of either doomsday or problems that were always there. They are problems from humans. You bring some points there that I even already forgot, I believe. The loneliness, and you brought three other points there.
I'll reread it. So AI's potential to exploit weakness, deepen loneliness, and manipulate without consent. That was the quote.
Exactly. So, right, like you take. I want to see he speaks about that on wine. Wine, it does the same thing, but basically the Bible is that is blood of the Jesus. Let's put like broadly speaking, right? So it's like those are human conditions that you do have external elements and also internal elements that the word I'm looking for is it's not increment, but intensify them. So yeah, technology does that, like the cell phone did that. So AI is just another technology that also has this potential, but not much different from a phone. So, excuse me. So I don't think the problems are really the problems. The AI have potential. I think those elements to deal with those problems, it's through, I mean, if I could say something on it, it would be like through education and reorganizing the method of education, like sports, socialization, and so on and so forth. So it's like through that conscious education that those things can be achieved. So I don't think that AI is kind of the new element for that. It's just like any other technology with that potential. It also has that potential, but it's different. Let me put it like this: it's different, but it's the same. If that makes sense. So it's like the more things change, the more they stay the same. So that would be my view on it. I'm glad we don't have a few thousand people here, or else they got kind of hit me because I'm beating up wine. And right.
Mm-hmm. What do we got next?
What do we got next? I have I'm gonna go quickly through this one, and that will be kind of that will be it for me. Let me see if I can share my screen. Excuse me. Okay, so share. Okay, so what I have here, ChatGPT 5 is expected to be out this summer. I don't know about you, Noah. Have you been experimenting like some lagging on the ChatGPT or not at all?
I've definitely hit some snags, and I've actually asked it straight up, "Hey, how come you're so slow right now?" And there'll be a number of factors that come out, but usually I think it has to do with the maybe peak hour usage.
Yeah, I do think it's more related to that shift of for towards ChatGPT 5. I would think that would be the reason because it's not on ChatGPT, but also Sora was having some problems every now and then. I hope it is because then they shift ChatGPT 5 and then we have some improvements.
Did they give an exact date for the updates?
Summer overall.
Summer.
Yeah, okay. Like Grok 4, he gave a more specific date, which is kind of I take as for July 4th. I do think it might come out on July 4th, truth be told, but he said like after July 4th. Yeah, there was a leak that it's supposed to come out on the 29th of June.
Okay.
I did not went through deep on that, but not sure if that's what it was. And but ChatGPT 5 overall it's summer. And what do one thing I even joke with Noah, it's like we talked, oh, ChatGPT generates only one image and takes so long, and Grok 4 generates two images and it's so fast. And like the next day, I sent Noah a message, hey, I think their listening skills are pretty good, ChatGPT listening skills, because I went to generate some images on ChatGPT and it was generating two images. So hey, thanks for listening and doing something about it. I mean, and when I say listening, they're listening to our conversation in over here. Okay, so what I've searched over here, and I searched on Grok, is ChatGPT 5 expected improvements. So those are expected. They're not necessarily improvements that might happen, since they announced a few things, but not much. So enhanced reasoning and problem solving. Okay, so enhanced reasoning and problem solving, it's pretty broad. It does have some specific numbers here, which is this builds the O1 model's performance, which solved 83% of International Mathematics Olympiad problems compared to GPT-4o's 13%. So this is very specialized. I I go through all the models of ChatGPT. I mostly stick with the 4o. Multimodal capabilities, expect deeper integration of text, images, audio, and potentially video processing. So I'm gonna even stop over here, video processing. This is pretty good. It's pretty amazing. And once AI gets that video processing going, I believe they speed. It's because it's basically like this. Every time they advance a little bit, then it almost potentially increases the advancement of the other technologies. So if video processing being improved, I feel like we're gonna have a whole new scope of technology. So ChatGPT 5 may incorporate Sora's text-to-video capabilities or enhance voice interactions, building on ChatGPT 4o's multimodal foundation. It could process entire books or lengthy conversations, enabling tasks like document analysis, literary critique, or financial report summarization. Those things already exist, but it seems like it's improvement. Improved contextual understanding. Okay, that sounds interesting. Reduced hallucinations. I mean, the less hallucinations. And once more, I feel, excuse me, too much soda without sugar. I think I don't get tired to repeat how much it have progressed, because I almost don't realize much hallucinations on texts or on conversations. So I do feel like reduced hallucinations will be more visible on video and images than on conversations. So AI agency and automation. GPT-5 may introduce autonomous AI agents capable of tasks like scheduling, email management, or workflow automation, reducing human input. This aligns with OpenAI's push toward AI-driven productivity tools. So that's good. We talked about this before, the famous agentic element. Ethical alignment, enhancement alignment mechanism. Okay, ethical alignments, it's broad. It's also important, of course. Sora, expected improvements. So improved physics realism, great. Longer video durations, perfect. Hopefully cheaper. Higher accessibility and pricing adjustment. I like that. So if there is that improvement, so here is just giving the information of how it is today. Advanced editing features, I'm pretty sure, because their goal is to have a flow of, and I said flow, but you have the full editing element there. Ethical safeguards and transparency, great. Environmental efficiency. So video generation is resource intensive. OpenAI aims to optimize computational efficiency to reduce environmental impact, potentially leveraging newer hardware line. So yes, I feel like the way to optimize, to reduce environmental impact is through technology development. So I'm not going to expand too much on that. So there's a couple other things there. But yeah, on my side, that's it. And I'm excited to see ChatGPT 5. Hopefully they bring like definitely new tools, like, and that's gonna be interesting if Grok is released before. It's gonna be interesting if ChatGPT 5 will try to somehow pass Grok.
Yeah, a couple of things that are relevant there, very, very interesting. Obviously, we can see if Google's got the capability to kind of watch you work through software, ChatGPT's got to catch up to that, right? I would think.
Yes, agree.
And another piece as a user that I think is really valuable to remember, these updates are big deals, clearly, because they don't happen that often. And as that's been explained to me, basically there's a date where the learning gets updated, right? So like our last episode or the episode before, we talked about how at least ChatGPT is not aware, for example, that President Trump got reelected. It wasn't updated before then, right? Which is actually, from a technology standpoint and how fast everything is moving, is kind of surprising, if not shocking. And so, like, as users, I've been playing around with ChatGPT on investigating, things related to taxes, which it's super knowledgeable and cool about that it has. But if its data is that stale, you got to keep in mind that the tax laws may have changed since then, as an example of how you use it. So you always want to be kind of cross-checking the information that's coming in. You can ask it directly too, like, how up to date is what you just told me? It's good to always cross-check that. All right, we're getting close here. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Houston, we have a robot factory. Foxconn and NVIDIA are teaming up to build AI servers with humanoid robots on the assembly line. Reuters reports there's basically NVIDIA's next-gen GB300 AI servers. What's different about this plant? They're planning to staff it, at least partially, with humanoid robots. Real ones, trained to insert cables, place components, and move through the factory like humans. These aren't concept robots. Foxconn has already been training them for assembly tasks, and they want them to deploy by Q1 of 2026. The exact model hasn't been disclosed yet, but they're in development. One of them has legs. It's a humanoid bipedal robot, and then the other is a wheeled base, which is cheaper and easier to stabilize. This would be the first time NVIDIA's own AI hardware is built by robots running on NVIDIA chips. In short, NVIDIA is feeding itself, designing chips to power the very robots building the next generation of chips. Implications. This isn't just automation, it's symbolic vertical integration. AI is now building the infrastructure that will power more AI. If this works, it sets the precedence for robotic labor at scale in the U.S., not just in factories, but maybe in logistics, clean rooms, data centers, etc. Major companies like Mercedes-Benz, BMW, and Tesla are already running pilots. China's backing humanoids as strategic infrastructure. And now, with the U.S. factories born robotic, the AI supply chain is literally getting a humanoid upgrade. It's the most literal version of made by AI for AI we've seen so far. If this works, it won't just be a breakthrough in robotics. It could shift the entire labor conversation about what gets automated and who still needs to be on the factory floor. Stay tuned. All right.
Yeah. And good to remember, I almost added this one. China is having already the robot fights as an entertainment. That's funny.
Well, we've had battle bots, but they're not automated. They're not, you know what I mean? They're controlled by human beings. Those are fun to watch. Well, did you have any other points to add on that story at all, Rick?
No, that was it.
All right. Well, that's a wrap for episode 12 of Your Daily AI News. Thank you so much for joining us and participating. Please email us with any questions or comments at yourdailyaInews@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Please like, subscribe, turn on the alerts. You can also visit renegadechronicles.com and RSVP to this event for this show, which will be every Wednesday at 6 p.m., and it'll send you reminders. And lastly, have a wonderful Independence Day weekend.
Yeah. Thank you all. And let's enjoy some fireworks. If you have fireworks, where are you at?
Excellent. Thanks, everybody.